So we're back with our Project XT. Right, in the last one we took the barrel off and the head off and piston off, etc. They're going to go away for rebore, as I think I previously said. I'm not quite sure where we've got up to on the video, so we're just recapping that bit. Just noticing we have got quite a... I know sometimes oil on the chain can leave this, but you know, this ain't run for... very easy to rotate that. There's not much grab of that seal, and it looks wet in this area, so another issue that's... So what I'm going to do, the clutch cover's off. I'm going to spin around, take off the clutch, primer drive, all that sort of, and get it ready for the cases being split. Want to get the crank out, all this silicon. Want to get the crank out to get it packed up ready for going away for the rod being fitted. So yeah, I'll pick it up in a minute when I get the tools sorted for clutch and everything off. Okay, so we've just removed 6 10mm bolts and springs from the clutch cover, the clutch pressure plate, and I've just took them out, clutch plates, friction plates, and the steel plates all in one. So just take it out. I'm just going to put that over to one side. So what we need to do now is just remove the little top hat clutch lifter, put that away. Inside there is a clutch push rod, but we'll get it when we tip the engine up. It's just inside it. Basically that's what acts off the other side of this this clutch actuator here. So it just pushes the rod through the, it's actually down inside there. So what I want to do, without risk of breaking anything or anything like that, I'm just going to buzz off these two nuts. You don't need to hear that, so I've got the sockets ready to do that. And we'll pick that up in a minute. So there we go, just buzzed off the 2 nuts. Right, holding this, there is a concave thrust washer in there, as we can see. There he is. Okay, so that's at the back of that, so we can now slide off the clutch hub, taking note here, look at the dirty oil, the marks, the dirty oils left in it. It's a good clean. So there he is. There he is. Wow, that was stuck with the oil. Big washer inside there. And now what we can do, again, it's all one-handed, but if I can just take that clutch basket there off, having a look at everything else in there, which is all okay. So the next thing was this sleeve, the gear that meshes in that, and then sometimes these are different, so it's worth just having sometimes they have a dual row ball bearing in there, and then sometimes they just have a single one. This has got the dual row ball bearing. So what I'm going to do with that, he was on there, but obviously the spacer that way round went into there. Probably just drop through that. Will the viscosity of the oil just keep that there, and I'll put a cable tie through it and know exactly what, with the nut obviously, all of it together as a complete assembly. So there we go. We have oil pump drive there that's always has a bit of play in that drive, from the gear to the shaft, the little flat. We've got our kickstart, and we've also got our there's a little bit, quite a bit of oil in there, look. We've also got our what are you going to call that, like an idler gear essentially, that comes off the kickstart. Once you engage the kickstart, it engages this gear and then onto the back to that gear, and that's what actually turns the motor over. So at the minute, because the kickstart's not just been engaged a few degrees, they are running free, and they turn all the time. The engine's running like that. So yeah, I'm going to get these cable tied up, wipe my hands down and stuff, and we'll move on. Okay, as you can see, cable tied through, everything all in the order it came out. It's all together, can't be lost, and that's that. So essentially I'll put that on in a minute. Right, so we started here, just taking the nut off. We've got another one of the, where's my little screwdriver gone? Another one of the thrust washers. So it's nut with a concave thrust washer. Little gear. Now the ones that don't have the points drive machined out, you'll have that stub, but if you haven't got like an SR engine, I think it is, you'll have that stub there, but it won't be machined out in there to take the points gear. So all you'll have on here, instead of this gear, you would have then just a little spacer that goes over here, just to take the place of that. Okay, so we can slide everything off. There's our top dead center indicator at the back there as well. So the key's in there. Quite sure I can get that out one-handed. We can get the chain out now as well. So I'm going to just unthread this chain off the sprocket and just remove this key, and then this essentially what's still left on the end of this crank will go. In fact, well, I've got my external circlip pliers, so all I'm going to do, it's all one-handed in it, eh? All one. There we go. There's my little, there'll be a little washer there, and there's generally one behind it, and there he is. So I'm going to put cable tie through that, and that. Put through these two. Okay, and with the second one, our little idler gear, whatever it is that we're actually going to call that. So the circlip's there, and again we've got a washer next to the circlip. The gear should come off now. There's that bird a little bit on the end of that shaft. Looks like it has a little bit. Oh, there we go, nearly dropped it. Okay, there's the gear. They need cable tying through them again. So now we see the movement we have on that shaft because the sprocket's not on. Okay, and kickstart, all we have to do with a kickstart, you have to strip this down. This is going to be awkward one-handed. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, unhook the spring, just unhook the spring from there, get a screwdriver in, let it come out and around there, and all we'll do, it says all we'll do, but we would if I had two hands. I've got to turn it slightly. Hang on. There we go. Turn it slightly in normal kickstart rotation, and it just unhooks, and the whole thing comes out like that. Okay, there is a little shim on there, thickness in shim. Okay, we don't want to be losing that. This part in here we don't need to take out. It's lock tabbed off, and it's basically the guide that actually, when you start turning it, it throws the gear across and brings the kickstart into operation. So moving on, if the circlip is off, which it's not because the gear lever is on, so what I need to do, I'm going to finish off this bit in here. As I said, take the keyway out, get some pliers, take the keyway out, and then remove this last. Then we can cable tie these up in what went where, and we'll pick it up in a minute.